Welcome, everyone. Today we have a very special story. But first, this is not just a story. This is also your English listening practice. Today's story is at a 2 level. That means simple words, short sentences, clear English. You will understand almost everything. And if one word is difficult, I will explain it right away in the very next sentence. So relax, listen, and let the story take you. Today we talk about Ferrari. You know Ferrari, the red car, the fast car, the dream car. But do you know the man behind it? Do you know how much he lost, how much pain he carried before he built something beautiful? This is that story. And I promise you one thing. After this video, your English will be a little stronger, and your heart will be a little braver. Let's begin. The year is 1898, a small, quiet town in northern Italy. The town is called Modena. It is not a big city. It is simple, ordinary, a place where most people are born, live, and die without the world ever knowing their name. But on February 18th, 1898, a baby is born in this town. His name is Enzo Anselmo Ferrari. He does not know it yet. But one day, his name will be on the most famous cars in the world. Enzo's father is a man named Alfredo Ferrari. Alfredo is not rich, but he is a hard worker. He has a small metal workshop. A workshop is a place where people build and fix things with their hands. Alfredo cuts metal, shapes it, sells it. He is an honest man, a good father. Enzo has one brother. His name is Dino. The family is not wealthy. Wealthy means having a lot of money. But they have enough food, a warm home, each other. Life is simple, but it is good. Then something happens that changes everything. Enzo is 10 years old. One Sunday, his father takes him to watch a car race. This is 1908. Cars are new at this time. Most people in Italy have never seen one, but Enzo sees a car race. He stands by the road and watches the machines fly past. The noise is like thunder. The smell of the hot engine fills the air. The ground shakes a little under his feet. Enzo cannot speak. He cannot move. He can only watch. And in that moment, something is born inside him. Something small, like a spark, like the very first flame of a fire. That fire will never go out. But life does not wait for dreams. When Enzo is 15 years old, 1913, his father gets very sick, and then his father dies. Enzo is 15. He has no father now. 1 year later, 1914, the First World War begins. A world war means many countries fight each other at the same time. Millions of soldiers, millions of deaths. Enzo's brother, Dino, goes to fight. Dino never comes back. He dies in the war. Think about this for a moment. Stop and feel it. Enzo Ferrari is a teenager. He loses his father. Then he loses his only brother. He has no money. He has no support. He is completely alone in the world. What do you do when everything around you is dark, when the people you love are gone, when the future looks like nothing? Some people stop. Some people break. Some people give up. Enzo does not give up, but it will not be easy. Nothing in his life will ever be easy. The First World War ends in 1918. Enzo is 20 years old. He needs a job. He travels to Turin, a large industrial city in northern Italy. He goes to the most famous Italian car company of that time, Fiat. You know Fiat, still a major Italian brand today. Enzo knocks on the door. He says, "I love cars. I want to work here. Please." Fiat says, "No." Imagine that moment. You go to the place you dream about. You stand there with nothing in your hands and everything in your heart, and they close the door in your face. Enzo sits alone in Turin. He has no job, no family, no money. He is in a strange city. He doesn't know what to do. He cries. Yes, the man who will one day build the most powerful cars in the world sits alone in a city and cries. This is the lowest point of his early life. Lowest point means the worst moment, the most painful time. But this moment does not kill his dream. It sharpens it. like a knife on stone. Enzo finds a small company, not Fiat, a smaller one. The company is called CMN, Costruzioni Meccaniche Nazionali. In Italian, this means National Mechanical Constructions. They build mechanical parts, car bodies, things made from metal. Enzo gets a job as a test driver. A test driver takes a new car and drives it to find problems. If the brakes are wrong, the test driver finds it. If the engine is weak, the test driver knows. It is not a glamorous job. Glamorous means exciting, shiny, impressive. But Enzo loves it. He is inside cars every day. He is learning. Then comes 1919, and the first real moment of magic. Enzo enters his first professional race. Professional means serious, organized, with real competition. He finishes in 4th place. Not first, but 4th out of many. For a young man with no experience, no team, no money behind him, 4th place is extraordinary. Extraordinary means much better than normal, surprising, special. People in the racing world start to notice him. Who is this man? He drives with fire. He drives like he has nothing to lose. A very important person notices him, a man named Count Enrico Baracca. In Italy, a count is a noble title, like a small king of a family. Count Baracca had a son, a famous fighter pilot named Francesco Baracca. Francesco was a war hero. He flew planes in the First World War and shot down many enemy aircraft. He was brave. He was celebrated. The whole country knew his name. But Francesco died in the war. The Baracca family carries that grief. Grief means deep sadness after losing someone you love for the rest of their lives. One day, the Countess, that is the Count's wife, Francesco's mother, she meets Enzo. She watches him race. She sees something in him, a fire, a spirit that reminds her of her son. She says to Enzo, "Use our symbol. Put it on your car. It will bring you luck." The symbol is a black horse, standing on 2 legs, powerful, ready to run. This horse is called the prancing horse. Prancing means moving with energy, almost dancing, full of power. Enzo takes the symbol. He places it on a yellow background. Yellow is the color of Modena, his hometown. You know this symbol. You have seen it on cars, on hats, on posters, on every single Ferrari ever built. The Ferrari logo means the visual symbol of a company, is the prancing horse. And it came from a family's grief, a mother's love for a dead hero, a gift of hope to a young driver who reminded her of her son. Some symbols carry history. This one carries a heart. Now Enzo is racing. He is doing well. People know his name. But he is always thinking. He is not just a driver. He is a builder in his mind. He thinks about the cars constantly. Why does this engine overheat? Why does this corner feel unstable? How can we make it lighter, faster, better? He wants to build, not just drive. In 1929, Enzo creates something new. He forms a racing team. The team is called Scuderia Ferrari. Scuderia is an Italian word that means stable, the kind of place where horses live and are trained. So, the Ferrari stable, the Ferrari team. This team works with Alfa Romeo, another famous Italian car company. Alfa Romeo makes the cars. Enzo's team prepares them, manages the drivers, runs the races, and they win, many times, in Italy, in France, in Germany. The name Scuderia Ferrari begins to mean something in the racing world. But there is a problem growing inside Enzo. He wants control. Control means the power to decide everything. How the car is built, who drives it, which races to enter, how to solve problems. But Alfa Romeo says, we decide. You just follow. Enzo Ferrari is not a man who follows. He never was. In 1939, Enzo leaves Alfa Romeo. He walks away. He has no guarantee. Guarantee means something certain, a promise that things will be okay. He has only his belief in himself and his dream. This is the biggest risk of his life so far. A risk is when you do something dangerous, something that might fail, something that could cost you everything. But Enzo takes it. because he would rather fail on his own than succeed on someone else's terms. He starts a new small company in Modena. He calls it Auto Avio Costruzioni. It is not glamorous, but it is completely his. His real dream, building a Ferrari car from zero, must wait, because the world is about to change again. Darker than before. 1939. The Second World War begins. For 6 years, Europe burns. Cities are destroyed. Millions of people die. Racing stops. Building dream cars stops. Everything stops except survival. Survival means simply staying alive, day by day. Enzo's factory in Modena is bombed. Bombed means attacked and destroyed by explosives dropped from planes. The walls fall. The machines are gone. Enzo is 41 years old. He has lost his father, his brother, his racing team, his business, and now his factory. He starts again, one more time, because that is what Enzo Ferrari does. The war ends in 1945. Italy is broken. Cities are in ruins. Ruins means the broken and destroyed remains of what was there before. The economy is destroyed. People are hungry and tired. But Enzo Ferrari looks forward. He always looks forward. He moves his company to a small town just outside Modena, a town called Maranello. You know this name. Maranello is still the home of Ferrari today. It will always be the home of Ferrari. And in 1947, a year that will live forever in automotive history, Enzo builds his first real Ferrari car. Automotive means everything related to cars and vehicles. The car is called the Ferrari 125S. The 125 is the measurement of each cylinder in the engine. A cylinder is like a tube inside the engine where the fuel burns to create power. The S stands for sport. The engine is small, only 1.5 liters, but the car is light and it is fast. It screams when it accelerates. Accelerates means goes faster. The first race with this car is on May 11th, 1947. The car does not finish. There is a mechanical problem. It stops in the middle of the race. Enzo stands by the side of the road. He watches his car being pushed away. He does not panic. He does not scream. He takes out a small notebook. He writes down what went wrong. He thinks about how to fix it. 2 weeks later, May 25th, 1947, they try again. This time, the Ferrari finishes. And not just finishes. Ferrari wins. The very first Ferrari victory in history. Enzo is standing there. He does not jump. He does not dance. He is a serious man. He keeps his emotions inside. But if you watch his eyes in that moment, you see it. The fire. Still burning. After all these years. After all this pain. Still burning. The 1950s begin, and Ferrari grows fast. The cars become better, faster, more beautiful every year. New engines, new designs, new speed records. Ferrari enters Formula One, the most important and famous car racing competition in the world. The best drivers on the planet compete here. The fastest machines ever built. Ferrari becomes part of that world immediately. And not just part of it. Ferrari starts winning. And the cars are always red. Always that specific red. Why red? In the early days of international racing, each country had a color. Germany was silver. France was blue. Britain was green. Italy was red. So Italian cars raced in red. It was the official color of Italian racing. But even when the rules changed, even when the colors were no longer required, Ferrari stayed red. Because red is Ferrari. Ferrari is red. They call it Rosso Corsa. Rosso means red in Italian. Corsa means racing, racing red. In the 1950s and into the 1960s, Ferrari is no longer just a racing team. Enzo begins selling road cars. Cars that wealthy people can buy and drive on public streets. Wealthy means having a lot of money. Only very rich people can buy them. Movie stars, royalty, kings, queens, princes. Famous people from around the world. But when a Ferrari drives down a street in Rome or Paris or New York, everyone stops. Everyone looks. Everyone dreams. Enzo Ferrari becomes a legend in his own lifetime. In Italy, people call him Il Commendatore. This is an honorable Italian title, like calling someone the commander, the respected leader. But then the darkness comes back, not from outside, from inside. 1956. Enzo's son is sick. His son's name is Alfredo Ferrari, called Dino, after Enzo's dead brother. This boy, Dino Ferrari, is young. He is 24 years old. Dino has a disease called muscular dystrophy. Muscular dystrophy is a condition where the body's muscles slowly stop working. They become weak, then weaker, until they cannot work at all. There is no cure. Enzo watches his son die slowly, day by day. Enzo is not a man who shows his feelings easily. He keeps everything inside. He goes to work. He builds cars. He manages races. But inside, something breaks that never fully heals. Heals means gets better over time, like a wound closing. He creates a car and names it after his son, the Ferrari Dino. Small, beautiful, elegant. It is one of the most graceful cars ever made. Some people say, after 1956, every Ferrari Enzo built was a love letter to Dino, a love letter to a son he could not save. And the problems do not stop there. Through the late 1950s and into the 1960s, Ferrari grows, but growing is expensive. New engineers, new technology, new factories. Racing costs a fortune. A fortune means an enormous amount of money. Enzo needs money, and an opportunity appears. A very American opportunity. A man named Henry Ford II comes to see Enzo. Henry Ford II is the grandson of the original Henry Ford, the man who created the Ford Motor Company, one of the biggest car companies in the world. Henry Ford II is very rich. He wants to buy Ferrari. They negotiate for weeks. Negotiate means talk back and forth to try to reach an agreement. Lawyers, documents, meetings. Enzo listens. The numbers are good. The money would save everything. But then Enzo reads the fine print, and he finds something he cannot accept. Ford wants control of the racing division. They want to decide when Ferrari races, where it races, how much money goes into racing. Ford wants to be the boss of the most important thing in Enzo's life. Enzo stands up. He pushes the papers away. He says, "No. Just no." He walks out. Henry Ford II is furious. Furious means extremely angry, burning with anger. He spent months on this. He offered enormous money, and this small Italian man said no and walked away. Ford says, "Fine. If we cannot buy Ferrari, we will destroy them on the track." He puts together a team of the best engineers in America. He gives them almost unlimited resources. Resources means money, people, equipment, everything needed. He tells them, build the fastest racing car in the world. Beat Ferrari at Le Mans. Le Mans is the most famous endurance race in the world. It takes place in France. The race runs for 24 hours without stopping. Day and night, one full rotation of the Earth. The cars that finish are the strongest, the fastest, the most reliable. Ferrari had won Le Mans many times. It was their territory, their kingdom. For 2 years, 1964 and 1965, Ford tries and fails. Ferrari wins, both years. But in 1966, Ford arrives with the GT40, a powerful, perfectly engineered American machine. And that year, Ford wins Le Mans. And again in 1967, Ferrari is beaten. For the first time in a long time, Ferrari loses in its own territory. And the company is struggling financially. Struggling means having a very hard time, fighting to survive. Without a partner, without money, Ferrari might not continue. Now here is the painful irony. Irony means when something happens that is the opposite of what you might expect, often in a painful or surprising way. Remember Fiat? The company that rejected young Enzo when he was 20 years old? The company that said no to the boy with fire in his eyes? Fiat comes back. Now Fiat needs Ferrari. Fiat offers to buy half the company, 50%. They will provide money. Ferrari keeps control of racing. Enzo thinks for a long time. This is not what he wanted. He wanted to be completely independent. Independent means free, controlled by no one, your own boss. But without money, there are no cars. Without cars, there is no Ferrari. Without Ferrari, there is nothing. He accepts. In 1969, Fiat takes 50% of Ferrari. It is a compromise. A compromise means you give something to get something. You do not get everything you want, but you do not lose everything you need. It is not perfect, but it saves the dream. The 1970s begin. Ferrari is still here, older now, changed, but still red, still racing, still burning. New cars come. The Ferrari 308 GTB, a sleek, low, perfectly proportioned machine. Sleek means smooth, with clean lines, beautiful in a simple way. Then the Ferrari Testarossa. Testarossa in Italian means red head, named for the red paint on the engine covers. These cars become icons. An icon is something so famous, so recognized, that it represents a whole idea or emotion. When people see a Ferrari Testarossa, they do not just see a car. They see freedom. They see ambition. Ambition means the strong desire to achieve something great. They see a dream made of metal and speed. And then popular culture finds Ferrari. A television show called Magnum P.I. appears in the 1980s. It tells the story of a private investigator, a detective, who lives in Hawaii. And every episode, he drives a red Ferrari 308. Every week, millions of people around the world see that red car. Children point at the television and say, "I want that car." Adults say, "One day, always one day." And in Formula One, the legend continues. A driver named Niki Lauda joins Ferrari. Niki Lauda is Austrian, precise, intelligent, technical. He understands cars the way doctors understand the human body. In 1975, Lauda wins the Formula One World Championship for Ferrari. Ferrari is back. But the next year, 1976, something terrible happens. At a race in Germany, on a circuit called the Nürburgring, a long, dangerous, twisting track through forests and hills, Lauda's Ferrari crashes. The car catches fire. Lauda is trapped inside. Trapped means he cannot get out. The flames are everywhere. Other drivers stop. They run to the burning car. They pull Lauda out. He is alive, but he has terrible burns on his face and head. He loses part of his ear. His lungs, the organs inside your chest that let you breathe, are damaged from the smoke. Doctors say he may not survive, and if he survives, he will certainly not race again. 42 days later, Niki Lauda arrives at a race in Italy. He puts on his helmet. He gets in his Ferrari, and he races. His face is still healing. He is still in pain, but he races. That is what Enzo Ferrari called the spirit. The spirit means the soul, the attitude, the deeper character of something. The Ferrari spirit. You get back in, always. And then there is Gilles Villeneuve. Gilles is a young Canadian driver who joins Ferrari in the late 1970s. He is not the most technically perfect driver, but he is the most alive, the most electric. Electric means full of energy, exciting, impossible to ignore. He attacks every corner like it is his last chance in the world. Enzo Ferrari loves him like a son. In 1982, Gilles Villeneuve dies in a racing accident in Belgium. Enzo is broken again. But Ferrari continues, always continues. And then 1988, a very important year, the most important year. On August 14, 1988, Enzo Ferrari dies. He is 90 years old, 90. He worked almost every single day until the very end. Meetings, cars, racing, the factory. He never retired. Retired means stopped working, rested after a long career. He worked until he could not anymore. The day Enzo Ferrari died, Formula One was racing at Monza, the famous Italian circuit near Milan called the Temple of Speed. A temple is a sacred building, a place of worship. And racing at Monza is like a religious experience for Italian fans. That day, Ferrari finished first and second, both cars, in Italy, on the day their founder died. 60,000 Italians in the grandstands, some cheering, some crying, some doing both at the same time, because Ferrari won, because the old man was gone, because something was ending, and because something, the same fire, the same dream, the same red, was continuing forever. So, what is Ferrari? What does this name really mean? After Enzo, Ferrari did not disappear. It grew. In 1996, a German driver named Michael Schumacher joined a Ferrari team that had not won a world championship in many years. Together with team director Jean Todt, they rebuilt everything from zero. New engineers, new culture, new belief. It took 5 years, 5 long, painful years of almost but not quite. And then in 2000, Ferrari won the world championship. And in 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 5 championships in a row, one after another, without stopping. The most dominant period in Formula One history. The old man would have been proud. Today, Ferrari is one of the most valuable brands in the entire world. Valuable means worth a lot, not just in money, but in meaning, in emotion, in history. A new Ferrari road car can cost $200,000. Some cost $500,000, some cost over $1 million, and still, people wait years to buy one. There is a waiting list. You give your name, you give your deposit, and you wait. Sometimes 2 years, sometimes 3, and they wait, happily, because a Ferrari is not just transportation, not just a machine. It is something else entirely. Ferrari's philosophy means the core beliefs that guide how you think and act, is built on 3 things. First, performance above everything. Performance means how well something works, how fast, how powerful. Every decision at Ferrari, every single centimeter of every car, is chosen for performance, not for comfort, not for convenience, not because it is easy, because it is right, because it is the best. Second, passion. Enzo Ferrari once said that his cars are not built by machines. They are built by people, by hands, by hearts. If you visit the Ferrari factory in Maranello today, and they offer tours you can visit, you will see something unusual. The workers are quiet, focused. Each person treats each part like it is a work of art. They are not just employees. They are craftsmen. Craftsman means people who make things by hand with great skill and care. Third, exclusivity. Exclusivity means that not everyone can have it. Ferrari deliberately means on purpose, by choice, makes fewer cars than people want to buy. Every year, only a limited number of Ferraris exist. Limited means there is a small amount, not enough for everyone. And because of that, every single one is special. Enzo understood this from the beginning. He said Ferrari should always make one car fewer than the world wants. So the world always wants more. Simple and genius. The prancing horse is still on every Ferrari, still black, still standing on 2 legs. The gift of a grieving mother, the symbol of a dead hero. The color is still Rosso Corsa, racing red. The color of Italian passion, of Italian fire. Maranello is still the home, the factory that was bombed and rebuilt. The walls that have heard 1,000 engines start for the first time. And Italy, complicated, beautiful, proud Italy, is still the heart. Let me tell you the story one more time. Fast, simple, just the bones. Enzo Ferrari was born in 1898 in a small Italian town. He lost his father. He lost his brother. He was rejected by the company he dreamed of. He raced cars. He built a team. He lost his son to disease. His factory was bombed. He almost lost his company. He said no to the richest car company in America. He accepted help when he had no other choice. He kept building. He kept winning. He never retired. He died at 90, still working, still dreaming. And the company he built, still here, still red, still faster than almost anything on earth, still winning. Now, before I finish, I want to say something to you. Not about Ferrari, about you. Enzo Ferrari was not born with money. He was not born into a powerful family. He did not have connections. Connections means knowing important people who can help you. He had nothing. Just a boy standing on the side of a road, watching cars fly past, with fire in his eyes and empty pockets. He lost more than most people ever lose. His father, his brother, his factory, his son, his certainty. And he never let the fire go out. Not once. What is your dream? What is the thing that makes your heart beat faster when you think about it? What is the thing you keep coming back to, even when it hurts? Even when people say no? Even when you feel alone? What is your Ferrari? Maybe it is starting a business. Maybe it is learning a skill. Maybe it is moving to a new country. Maybe it is learning English. Yes, that is a real dream, a brave dream, and you are doing it right now, right here. When someone says no to you, remember, Fiat said no to Enzo, and 20 years later, Fiat came back and needed him. When you lose something important, remember, Enzo turned his deepest grief into one of the most beautiful cars ever created. When progress feels slow, remember, it took Enzo 50 years of work before the world fully understood what he was building. Some fires take a long time to become something big. That is okay. You are here, watching this, working on your English, working on yourself. That is not a small thing. That is a choice, a daily brave choice. Keep making it. Thank you for watching. If this story helped your English, like this video and share it with someone who is also learning. Write in the comments, what part of Ferrari's story stayed with you? And as they say in Italy, in the language of Ferrari, of Modena, of Maranello, Forza Ferrari. Forza means strength, power, go. So, go Ferrari, and go you.